Here is Barkley, left side, big hole. Saquon Barkley! Uh-oh! Barkley! Goodbye! Dunk it in. Doncic, 47.
I'll give him a dunk. On a night you have 47 points, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Moss the back, Karras the snap. Moss the block. Burrow going deep. He's got him! Touchdown! Jamar Chase.
LeBron leaked out. They didn't see him. Here he is down court. It's up and in. Will it count? LeBron James at the buzzer. 23-yard completion. Here goes Taylor. With Pierce in front. Touchdown, Colts.
Curry gets free. Curry puts up a three. Bang! Bang! He ties the game with 6.3 remaining.
Mahomes flushed out again all the way back. Turning the corner. Fires downfield. Caught! Touchdown!
Timeout, SGA. Probing, piercing, spinning, hanging for the lead, and SGA knocks it down with just under a second to go. Hit, throw. Oh, come on! Justin Jefferson, you gotta be kidding. Makes it look so routine. Greatest catch that never existed in NFL history.
Edwards puts up a three. It's good! Anthony Edwards once again. Edwards electricity here in game 4. Here's a first and goal. And he's signaling as he backpedals to the 30. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown, Baltimore!
Is it Francis? Giannis says no! Back the other way, Trent. Giannis inside! At both ends!
Oh, shit. Yo, what's up, everybody? Matty Ice here with Profit Props. This is the Sharp Side. As always, we will recap yesterday first. Absolutely not my best work, but let's talk about why. First, Rui over 1.5 3-pointers made. The more and more public that play became, the more and more worried I was. That being said, I still really like the read. I think he still played 29 minutes. The attempts weren't there. But based off of last season, I really like the read. I live with that one. Curry read, absolutely hate. Did not expect them. They basically doubled off the pick and rolls. He had 5 in the first quarter. I believe he finished in double digits. Curry read was a bad read. I'll take that one on the chin. Jalen Johnson cashed for us. I think he finished with 27 or so. So that one was pretty easy and pretty sweat-free. I don't know why I bet on a bum named Jordan Walsh. He played 11 minutes. I don't even think he got hurt. He had played like 28, 30 in each of the previous 5. No new injury news. I have no clue why he only played 11 minutes. I didn't watch the game. I think he played 10 in the first and then 1 in the second half, which would have made it interesting with DraftKings. And I would have counted this as a loss regardless. But I don't know if we've seen anything this season since the new rules where someone's been benched in the second half, but they still didn't play. I don't know if you get your bread back there or not. That'd be an interesting question. That being said, anytime, unless it becomes like an industry standard, anytime I miss something that ends up being like a void or whatever, I'm gonna just count those as L's. I just thought it'd be interesting to see how the books actually played that one out yesterday. All right, let's get into today's slate. It's an okay slate. We've got good games on the board. There's 2 massive blowouts that I won't even touch. The first one being OKC, and I think OKC plays the Pelicans, and then Washington plays Minnesota, and I think those are both massive blowouts. OKC's got Sacramento, so Russell Westbrook will be back. If you want to sprinkle something there, I'm not upset with it, but I do believe that totals around 18 points. And then the Wizards game is also a pretty big blowout. Let me one second here. NBA odds spread, yes. So Hornets versus Pacers, 1.5 point game, almost a pick 'em, should be competitive. Raptors, Sixers, similar. Rockets, Cavs, similar. Heat, Warriors, Heat are 6.5 point favorites. I don't think anyone's playing for Golden State tonight. Anyone that's playing big minutes. That's going to be that's definite obvious rest spot there. So if you're going to attack it with that mindset. Denver and the Pelicans. Nuggets are 14.5-point favorites. So there's three real blowouts here. Kings versus Thunder, as I said, that one's 18.5. Wizards and Timberwolves 16.5. Knicks versus Mavericks. I saw Cooper Flagg was downgraded to questionable. I doubt he goes now. Knicks are 6.5-point favorites, and then the Bulls are 3-point favorites. So let's get into today's games. We'll go first. Charlotte versus Indianapolis should be a very competitive game. I know LaMelo, I believe, is questionable. Is he off the injury report? Okay, LaMelo is off the injury report. Good sign. How many minutes last game? They kept him tight right there at 27. 2 games back since the injury, 27 and 27 in each of them. I do know he had cashed his assist line. This was 7.5 in the last game. Now the 7.5 is pretty juicy. I don't like the 8+ because I'm not sure how to spot his minutes. He is coming off of a 1 day's rest. It's a couple days rest in between the last 2 games, though. So no real thoughts on LaMelo. I think we see minutes probably increase a little bit, but nothing drastic. And no real leans because Indy will run you off the 3-point line. Not as much as last year, but they still do. Isaiah Jackson, line is 9.5. I do believe he's getting the starting nod again. Did he start last game? I think he started last game and played 26 minutes. I do have him in my starting lineup. I have him at about 11 points, 10.89 points, 7.86 rebounds. Lean over. I do lean over both his points and rebounds. They're not massive, but I do lean over both. Charlotte is really good at rebounding the ball. They're in the bottom of rebounds allowed. So keep that in mind. Isaiah Jackson points over is a lean, but that will be it. Ryan Kalkbrenner. Go see where I'm at on everything. Hornets, Ryan Kalkbrenner, 28.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, basically 0 assists, which the line's under 0.5. That makes sense. I do lean over his points. I wonder if they've been affected a lot by LaMelo's presence. Not a big difference, about a 0.5 point difference. Model leans over for Ryan Kalkbrenner. I don't have anything official. Diabate, I don't think I had in my starting lineups. But I can go plug and play here. Diabate projections 12.16. Okay, so both of these bigs I'm over on. Kalkbrenner had the bigger minutes in the last one. Lean over both, but I don't have convictions on either. As I said with LaMelo, man, I just think minutes will climb slowly, I think. I don't think you're seeing much over 30 tonight. Should be a competitive game, though. Let's go check the score in the last game. I am curious of that. Because the game before went to OT, and they still were strict with his minutes. And then the last game, they lost by looks like maybe just 2 points, and they were strict with his minutes there. Oh, no, was that the OT game? I don't think they lost by 13. Okay. I think I was getting it mixed up. No, low-key, I think they did. Did they lose by 13 after an overtime game? That's crazy. Anyway, yeah, they've been strict with the minutes. I think they probably climb a little bit, but not a lot. McConnell, 15 minutes in the last game, and I'm also curious how many minutes he played. I'm sorry, the score of the game. Okay, they lost by 15, so you're not getting a super good look at it. Would love to see what happens with McConnell's minutes in a competitive game here. Could we see them climb into the 18, 19s? I would be interested to know that. I would probably still lean an RA under. I would probably still lean an RA under here. Just one book on it right now. So we'll have to wait to see more books open. Keep in mind, Naismith is still out. You have to keep that in mind. Benedict Mathurin, this will be what? Is this his second game back? Yeah, this will be his second game back, 25 minutes in the last game. You're seeing teams be so careful with these players after injury this year. Lost by 15, so I don't know if he played as many minutes as he could have. Now we're coming off of 1 day's rest. Line at 21.5 seems to me they think he's going to go. 3s, 2+. Last game he attempted 9. I love that. They are allowing, they being Charlotte, the third fewest three-point attempts, I believe, but three-point percentage is really bad, so they're very contrarian there. Not allowing many threes, but they're hitting it. What's up, King? What should we go with? Going through it right now, brother. Nothing official this morning. I didn't get any plays out officially, but I'll be going through and breaking them down right now, and then obviously y'all can tap into the recap at the end of stream to get everything that we did, everything that we played. I do, whoever requested the Benedict Mathurin threes over, I do lean over, especially if we see 27, 28, 29 minutes being played. Pascal still went over with the return of Mathurin last game. I'm not even sure how many minutes he played. 34. He got a full run. Charlotte's decent. Yo, appreciate all y'all tapping in. Appreciate all y'all tapping in. Charlotte's bad in isolation, but decent, good in transition. So it's kind of a weird spot for Pascal. I think he can still do a lot of damage in the front court, in the half court, I should say. I'm going to stay off of Pascal's overs and unders. I'll tell you where the market's at, but I don't feel confident either side of that. I'm at 24.07 on my projections. So would lean under that 25.5, but with them being really bad in isolation, which is where he's got a bunch of his points recently, I don't love it. I guess, is Bridges playing? Yeah, Bridges is playing. I assume that's the matchup. Not a great defender. I mean, he's also not awful. Middle of the pack. He's been crushing lately. Volume's been crushing lately. I'm going to just stay off of this. I do think he still had 17 attempts. 17's probably close. 16, 17 is where his attempts will be playing alongside Mathurin. I do think Mathurin has similar volume, especially when he gets back to 34-plus minutes. Those are my thoughts on Pascal. Lean under. We'll trust it more as Mathurin's minutes come back and grow. On to Walker. I don't know if I had him in my lineup this morning. Indy. Jarris Walker, I did. Okay. 8 points, 4.7 rebounds for Walker. 8 points. I do lean under there. Especially, Mathurin is back. Naismith been out. Minutes were maybe shrunk in this game because it was a blowout, but the previous game, no, this game was a blowout. This game was competitive, still only 28 minutes. We'll have to go to the lines here. Jarris Walker unders. See if I like his rebound unders as well. 5.5, but very juiced to the under. Jarris Walker. Points under, threes under, boards under. What do we think about a PRA under? I mean, I know the pace should be there. They're not a good defensive team, but I don't get this one. Coming off of a day's rest, already played without Naismith. I think my first play, it's not a sexy play, but Jarris Walker, PRA's under. I think is calling my name. $19.5, 127, 18.5. Let's go to the odds here. FanDuel is looking like the best price. Jarris Walker, Charlotte versus Indy. Does my FanDuel need an update? Why are you not loading? 1 second, fellas. I'm looking for a Jarris Walker under 19.5 PRAs. Jarris Walker. Player combos. Listen, I did get smoked by running. Well, FanDuel says it's up. I see that it's down. Is the PRs up? Okay, we can bet the PRs at 16.5, and that low key might be better because anytime I've taken an assist under versus Charlotte, it gets smoked. The PRs might be better. Jaden McDaniels is ruled out for the Timberwolves tonight. I think I'm taking this. Let me make sure I've got a good price. PRs, I'm seeing 16.5. Minus 122. FanDuel. Looks like the best number. All right, I love it. Going to win one here. Going to win one. Jarris Walker under PRs. Not taking any assists under versus Charlotte. If you remember when we took Giannis PRs, I think you actually requested the Giannis rebounds under. We took the RAs because it was a more available and better price. He had 18. We played under 18.5 RAs. He had 18 assists. I will not be on his assists. No assists unders versus Charlotte. New rule. Yeah, that Giannis RA under and that Steph under last night are probably my two worst calls of the year. I mean, no one is expecting Giannis to get 18 assists, but the rebounds soared under. It was 11.5, but I didn't want to lay like 135. I thought we'd get cute, lay 18.5 RAs at 110, and just dumb. And when you have the right read and make the wrong bet, it really costs you 2 units when you think about it. The unit you should have won and the unit you lost. All right, Jarris Walker's cool. Miles Bridges is good to go. Probably see where my model comes in at. Miles Bridges points. Slight lean over, but nothing for real. And a slight lean under, but I don't remember how Indiana rebounds. Rebounds allowed 8th. Okay. Rebounds under. What's my number? Miles Bridges. 7.12. It's not a huge lean. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I am not. I might just let parlay everybody's over. Is 18.5 under? Yeah, I would still take it, bro. Let me tell you what my exact projections are. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm at about 13 on Jarace Walker's PRs. So 18.5 is still a great play. I'm way under on that. Oh, let me add that to the banner too. My apologies. I try to keep that up. Jarace Walker under 16.5 PRs. Yeah, if you can get 18, that joint's amazing. But I think you were thinking of the PRAs at 19.5. If they're at 15.5, I still like the PR unders, but that's the lowest I would go. Because as I said, I'm at about 13. So 15.5 is the lowest I would go on the Jarace Walker PR unders. I lean under Miles Bridges points, rebounds. Lean under his rebounds, but no cigar. Benedict Mathurin, I don't hate the threes look. Honestly, I'll tell you what I come in for his points, but I'm just worried about the minutes. What is happening with my shit? Stop. All right, so it's already a really small sample size, right? I'm at 27. Sometimes what I like to do with reads like this is I like to reduce risk and just bet the projection. Or like 25 plus. What's the 25 plus? Yeah, like if I could get 2-1. The minutes are what worry me here. It's not the matchup. It's not anything like that. They're mid at best versus pick and roll ball handlers. Damn, I really like Mathurin overs. It's just the minutes. It's just the minutes. It's just the minutes. He had 45 on opening night. Now, that was a double overtime game. I do remember that. We lost something in that game. I think it was the full game total under. I like it. Trust your data, brother, Mathurin. No, you're right about that. And it's off a day's rest. He played how many in a 15-point loss? 25. How many attempts did he get up in 25 minutes? 16. Good volume. Mathurin lost a couple minutes due to the foul trouble in the second quarter. Wow, he lost minutes and still got to 25. Okay. KD's rebounds over. Who does the Rockets have today? Cleveland. We're going to have to look at who is and isn't playing. Also, has anyone seen – I was in Spaces this morning. Is there news on Steven Adams? Is he for sure out? If anyone can find that, let me know. I heard that he may be out earlier today, and I'm not sure if that's true or not, so would love to know. And then nice, I've got comments from everywhere, so I know all 3 comments are working. Sweet. As far as props, who would you say generally has the sharpest lines? FanDuel, without a doubt, no questions asked. It's not close. Second place is not close. FanDuel has the sharpest prop lines. Let me tell you why. I'm limited everywhere. Every single place I am limited for good reason. If I go bet anywhere, there's one book that'll still let me get a healthy pop, and that is FanDuel. Why is that? Because they've done the cost-benefit analysis. They know what my information is worth versus what they're going to write in rec money at the end of the day, right? So they'll still let me bet hundreds. And if it's close to tip-off, I might get 1,000 or 2 down on a prop. But I can get my hundreds down, no problem. 1, 2, 250. You know, if it's a smaller market, I might not be able to get a nickel down on like a threes in the morning, but I can still bet a reasonable amount, right? If I go to DraftKings and many other sharp bettors, I'm not saying this specifically about me, but bettors of my category, caliber, less and better, have similar scenarios where I might be able to get $25, $30 on my DraftKings account. You know what I mean? And there's ways you can get around that. You know, like if I want to get 100 down on a DraftKings prop, I got to wait till at least noon. That's a big part of why this happens. And then I generally have to bet the alt 5+ and then the over 4.5. And, you know, maybe I'll get $100 down between the two of them. Maybe I'll get 80 and then I'll just go pay the FanDuel VIG at, you know, $20 or whatever the case may be. But yeah, no, it's FanDuel without a doubt. FanDuel is first place in sharpest props without a doubt, no questions asked. Second place becomes a debate. I used to think Caesars was sharper than DraftKings. Now I would say DraftKings may be a little sharper. Hard Rock most beatable. That is very true. Keep in mind, until the end of this year, ESPN, Hard Rock, and MGM basically use all the same prop provider, but they do move at separate times. So in the morning, you'll basically see it painted. But then if MGM takes a massive bet, they might move it 30 cents and Hard Rock won't. So, but they're basically all on the same prop provider. That will change beginning of the new year. ESPN will be back moving in-house to the Score. The Score will be running their props. Good question, though. Great question. It's not just betting, you know, it's betting advice, but it's not just sports, specifically NBA talk. Got to give a little bit of knowledge there. So if y'all have any gambling questions in general, feel free to ask them. Always happy to help. But yeah, FanDuel, I DVIG versus FanDuel. So that should tell you everything you need to know. Now that I've been on that little rant, I might low-key just run this Benedict Mathurin over. All right, the market's 21.5 painted, but FanDuel's minus 136 to the under. And those of you that have watched me a lot this season, there's been a lot of times where there's been lines like this, and I say, hey, let's wait and get the best number. This is another scenario. I think if we're patient, we can lay somewhere around over 20.5, minus 120 on Benedict Mathurin's points. I like that number better than the 21.5. I will say ESPN's at minus 125 on it right now. Prop Builders 130, Caesars 137. And if you look right now, it's a really good example of the lines being mirrored, but not the exact same. ESPN 125, 135, and 145 on the other two books. I'm going to wait. I want to be able to release this like versus FanDuel versus all of the market. But if you have good limits on an ESPN right now, that over 20.5 minus 125 is good to go. I'm waiting and hoping to get FanDuel at that number, and then I'll release it versus the market. So I am going to play Benedict Mathurin. I'm just going to wait and try to get the best number. If FanDuel never goes 20.5, 125, maybe I consider a 21.5 over later in the day. And keep an eye out. If I do it, I'll try to get a write-up out to you all. Benedict Mathurin over is a lean. Colin Kneppel, I don't know what to think of him and LaMelo playing because it was not very good to start. Like, this kid went crazy when LaMelo sat. Then LaMelo would play and he wouldn't do well. But he's over in each of the last two with Melo. As I've said, I think Indy's like mid. Hold on. 3-pointers allowed rank. Are they really? Is my data correct? Are they 27th? I gotta go double check that. I have it backwards. Oh, shit. Okay, my apologies. I'm reading that backwards. I have them. Yeah, I've got them in fourth. I have it backwards. I gotta fix my styling there, but I have it backwards. Okay, fourth fewest. Big difference. Colin Kneppel under his boards. Shakur, man, I'm worried about the minutes, dog. I know the 8+ is cashed in every single game this season. What is Indy in assists allowed? I know last year they were bottom middle. Still similar this year, top 10, but bottom middle. I don't think these two teams have played this season. No. 19+. I thought his line was 22. Okay, so this is an alt line. I like him to get 20, honestly. Pace should be good. I do think his minutes could rise a little bit, especially if they're not on a back-to-back tomorrow. And if they are on a back-to-back tomorrow, maybe he just gets full run and sits next game. Although you got to pay attention to what the coach said. After the game, when he didn't play in overtime, I believe it was his first game back, they asked why he didn't play. And he said the goal is to have LaMelo play in as many games as possible. So does that mean they're conservative on front end and back end of back-to-backs? I don't know. We're going to have to see what his back-to-back looks like going forward. I would, just the way that the league's going, I would think he gets full go tonight, whatever full go is right now, and then sits on a back-to-back. I think they have a back-to-back tomorrow, but don't quote me. Let me confirm that. It is a small slate tomorrow. No, and they're off. So I think LaMelo's full go. I couldn't talk you off of anything. I couldn't talk you off of a LaMelo threes. I couldn't talk you off of a LaMelo's 20+. I don't like the 22.5, honestly, but 20+ points. I also think he's the 8+ assists as an alt line as well. Yeah, like that's honestly not a bad even to run straight at -137. That's a DFS book. Okay. Yeah, if you're on a DFS site, bro, I love the LaMelo overs. Some cappers, and I'm not being ignorant here, but some cappers would release that as just like a straight bet, which is crazy to me. Only available in Prize Picks. I wouldn't do it if I can't lay that 7.5 at a good price. Then I'm chilling. But I love the 8+ though if you're putting it in a lay. One thing LaMelo does insanely well for Kneppel is give him hella 3 opportunities. That makes sense, especially maybe not so much versus Indy because Indy likes to run you off. Again, just speaking on Indy, bro. Indy's allowing the 3rd, 4th fewest 3-point attempts allowed per game. I don't know. 11th in 3-point attempts. I keep confusing them in Charlotte. They're 11th in 3-point attempts. A little bit better. Charlotte is 4th. They are 11th. Let me look at Miles' threes. Come on, bro. Okay, 140. What's my number? Miles. Wow, hold on. We might have something. Oh. So I make it 3.5. You can play over 2.5, but the price is just a little bit based on the way I do my numbers. The price is a little too high for me to see an edge. Hold on. Let me give my shout outs too. I haven't done this yet. Shout outs to everybody that's dropped a like and a retweet on this. We've been doing really well. The numbers have been good. I'm glad we've been winning. We've been winning as well. Outside yesterday wasn't great. We've done a lot of winning. And the engagement's been great. A lot of likes, a lot of retweets, a lot of comments in here. Comments have been buzzing. So let me give my shout out. Shakur, Props.Cash, Dizzy, Baby Philly, Combat Vet, Calling the Shots, Midwest Mad Dog. Make sure you're following the creators here that are showing love as well. Calling the Shots. I go on there just about every morning. Midwest Mad Dog's always been showing love. Make sure you're giving her a follow as well. Appreciate y'all that have been tapping in, though. Appreciate all the likes. Appreciate all the retweets. I definitely notice every single one of them. George, I appreciate you as well. Let me give my shout-outs, too. I got a guy, Dave, that be coming in late. I know some of y'all be going to work and then checking in after work. I appreciate the ones that be dropping love there as well. I had to get that out. Miles Bridges overs I like. I don't see enough value based on the way I calculate my edge. But I would hang the line at 3.5 personally. So, like, if you're taking 2+ in a lay, which I don't have my alt odds up yet, I like him to get 3 tonight. Honestly, would lean him getting 4. I just don't see quite enough edge based on the price. If that were like 110, 120 though, bro, I'm telling you, I'm smoking it. Hold on. And MGM be doing some dumb shit every once in a while. Okay, no. If you paid attention last night, Lauri Markkanen, which we talked about on stream, we didn't take it officially. It was plus 110 on his over 3.5. You could get 4+ though at plus 140. Negative theoretical hold in the market. So sometimes it pays to check the alts. Some of these books have a hard time pricing them. I've got a love-hate relationship with this guy this year. We've definitely cashed a few plays with him. We've definitely missed a few plays with him. I feel like, and I don't have this with 100% fact, but I feel like I am undefeated betting on him without LaMelo and like 0-2 betting on him with LaMelo. And I think that's just like in the back of my head, keeping me off of it. Let's go to the projections. Daily projections, Kneppel. So points, I see no edge. This makes me feel good. I'm at 18.17, but I see no edge to the over, no edge to the under. I feel good about that in my soul. Threes, I lean under. I'm at about 2.93, but so if you're going to bet it, you have to lay minus 170. I still lean under, though, under that 3.5 3-pointers made. Rebounds, I am at 5.14. Again, I lean under the boards. And I lean under the assists. How have his RAs looked playing next to LaMelo? Outside of his points, and someone might have requested this. What have his RAs looked like? Where is my depth chart? Okay, we spoke on it. Bottom, middle, and assists. Dog shit versus total rebounds. I know these props aren't sexy, but it's usually the ones that no one is betting that have got the most value. I see a 132 at FanDuel, a 135 at MGM, a 135 at Hard Rock. If you have decent Fanatics or ESPN bet limits, you can get it at 130 there. Damn, I don't know if y'all could hear that. My shit just cracked like 12 times. Colin Kneppel, RAs. I think I got to take the 132 at FanDuel, boys. This is what I'll say. FanDuel was 146 a little bit ago and is coming down. I think it's similar to Benedict Mathurin. I think if I wait, if I'm patient, I get down to like 120, 125. I think that's because they allow a bunch of boards, but I'm still under. Not a lot. But when you pair the RAs, I'm at 5, 7. I'm at 7.5. We can play an under 8.5. I do want to be at 125 or better before I play that. Leaning under Colin Kneppel's RAs, but if I get like a 125, I'm probably playing it. All right, I'm going to move on from this game, and I've got two really strong leans. I played Jarace Walker under PRs. Honestly, I'm just waiting for Benedict Mathurin's points to move. If I get the 20.5 I'm looking for, I'll go. Let me just check it right now before we move on. No, still 121.5 minus 136 to the under at FanDuel. I'm just hoping we get a drop down to 20.5. But if you have, like, I think ESPN bets at a good number. If you have a good 20.5, I'm all for taking it. ESPN bet, it's just nonsense for me to get down there. I'm just going to be patient and hope I get the FanDuel number I'm looking for. Moving on to Toronto versus Philly. Let's go through the injury news here. We cashed on Tyrese Maxey 2 games ago. And man, he started off slow. Like low key, I thought that shit sold. And then he finished with like 39. Yeah. What did he? I think he had like 2 in the first quarter, maybe 5. He had 5. I was sweating here. And I think he hit a late 3 to make it 5. I think 9 minutes into the first, he had 2. And I was like, shit don't look nice. Let's go through individually, though. Jakob Poeltl. Let me get into the Toronto game. Okay, here it is. Big lean over to the points. Giannis or Embiid doesn't scare me like he used to. Drummond would be the better defender. I will say the model is leaning over here, though, so I'm going to look 11.5. 11.5 minus 122 at FanDuel. Matt, are you sure about this RA for Kneppel? I was going to bet the under. The RA was an under. I think he had only cleared it one time. Quickly's RAs, very, very interesting spot. This morning I was thinking more PAs. So we will talk about Quickly. Yeah. We're looking at the RA under there, John. Makes a lot more sense, I'm sure. This line is 11.5 at FanDuel and a couple other spots. 122, I think, is the best price I see. 122. Yes, 122 is the best price I see. And I like it. I really like it. Minutes have been good. Like, the biggest thing that's affected his minutes is foul trouble, and he stayed out of it for the most part. I do want to say one game. Yeah, see, he had 3 in the first half here, so that's not a good sign. But he stayed out of foul trouble fairly well in the last couple. That makes me feel better. Foul trouble early on for him was a big issue. I don't know how I clicked on 6.5 points. Line is 11.5. Not sure how I did that. Definitely was accidental. It might have been because I was on the first half. That's what it was. Am I taking my rebounds edge is over, but it's slightly over. Let's talk about total rebounds allowed for this team. 14th, 21st to centers, though. I would much rather face Embiid. The thing is, though, with Embiid being on the floor, it will pull Poeltl away from the three-point line. And yo, hold on. Can we talk about something? Since when, dog? Since when? I'm gonna sound like I'm gonna sound like an unk right now, all right? When this man came into the league, he struggled to make 5-footers. I don't know if Embiid's playing. He's a game-time decision, but I don't think he played in the last one. I don't know about Embiid. What is Drummond doing? When did Drummond add threes to his bag, dog? When did this happen? These 3 last year had to be like off the buzzer type shit. Bro, I'm like, what? Underdog has him as doubtful. Thank you. That makes me like Poeltl's rebounds a little more. Points, honestly, a little less. Good call. I didn't look into it. I just saw questionable, so thank you for that. If y'all got some shit like that, some injury news, throw it in there. I'm going to have to look at it. I got to look at the Drummond PRs over. This man's a three-point sniper now. This man's a sniper now. If FanDuel's giving me this, I got to take it. I'm going to probably pivot off the PRs, Esteban, and just take the double-double. If I get a 130, I'm going to take it. If I get a 130, I'm going to take it. Philly. And let me just – are we sure Embiid's not playing? Because I'm going to hate it with Embiid, even though his minutes should still be decent because Embiid's only playing like 25. He's under in every game without him. I mean, this line tells me really doubtful Embiid goes. I've got a 130. Taking a shot, man. I'm just taking a shot. No Embiid, I'm going to love it. Yo, one of y'all just bet it before me and moved the line. Hey, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. One of you just bet it before me and moved the line. Hey, fuck you. I mean, I'm happy for you, but at the same time, damn, bro. How hard you hit that shit? I'm going to try to build it and see if we can get it built before they figure it out. Hell no. Somebody just moved that line on me. Y'all tripping. Drew under assists. Hold on, I got to shop now. Someone just moved that fucking line on me. Unless FanDuel's tapped in, which they do follow me. DraftKings is at 136. I can't believe that just happened. Let me go see if that 136 is there. Snatched that shit up right from under me. I was going to bet it, and they said, nah, dog, what do you think about 140? I don't like it as much, be honest. 136 is as high as I'm going, and I'm probably just risking one unit. That's the price of the brand growing, I guess. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Hopefully DraftKings not tapped in. Fuck. Shorty, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you tapping in. They're at 144 now, dog. Everybody's listening. This is horseshit. I sat here and watched FanDuel move in front of my eyes. I don't see a better line now. Although they don't have Rivers listed and it might be up. Let me go check Rivers. I can't believe that, dog. $134 at Rivers. I'm going to play it there. Yes, and yes. Baby Philly, I like it. Baby Philly, I like it. I've got a disgusting triple-double parlay for y'all at the end of stream, too. Disgusting. I got to get this out real quick, y'all. Hold on. Good to go. All right, I did run that, but I only ran it for a unit. It's something new I've been doing, and I think it's the right play at the end of the day. LP Props, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the like and the retweet. John, obviously, you tap in daily. Appreciate the like and the retweet. M. Knight on the daily. Appreciate the like and the retweet. Rico on the daily. Appreciate the like and the retweet. Drake May, fan. I appreciate you for tapping in, bro. George, you've been in here on the regular, too. I appreciate y'all. All right, let me get that up in the banner, and then we will keep moving. Can't believe FanDuel did that to me. They need to – hey, if y'all going to tap in, just drop the sponsorship. Come on now. We can talk about a sponsorship. You want me to only bet on FanDuel? Bet. Going to be about a cool $250 a year. All right, Andre Drummond, double-double, good to go. Anything else in this game? I like LaMelo 8+ assists, as a late piece. I do like the 20+. If you have a DraftKings, you could do it at 18+. I like that as well. Mathurin, honestly, I probably run it straight if I get the number I want. I'm going to check it one more time and then, okay, DraftKings just moved to 20.5, 124. Do we go now or do we wait? Do we think FanDuel makes a better offer? We're going to wait. We're going to wait, but I'm going to keep coming back and checking it. We can get it at DraftKings right now. I don't want to be greedy, so you've got my word. If I see 120, I bet it, and I forget it. You've got my word. If you see it, you tell me. Toronto, Philly just – oh, wait. No. Toronto, Philly. I circled back to Benedict. Toronto, Philly. Drummond, double-double. Love it. Bet it. Maxey. They played about a week ago. 31, 4, and 7. Embiid did play in that game. I promise you I'll get to quickly as well. Please don't think I'm forgetting you. No opinions on Maxey's points. He went under this line in the last game, but he did have 10 attempts. Hear me out. Under points, no Embiid, PG and Oubre. Who was there for the Raps to guard? I think you put all the focus on Maxey. Well, my model would agree with you. I'm at 29.95, although the edge isn't, or not 29 point. Yeah, basically. The edge isn't enough for me to play it. It's actually pretty close. John, if you wanted to bet a Maxey under, I would recommend the PAs because I'm under on each. What's the best market prices? Pretty straight at 38.5. It doesn't necessarily fit directly into what you're saying about, do I like betting overs or unders? I like, in my heart, I like an under better because this is the way I see it. I explained this to Storts the other day. When you bet an under, you're always under until you're not. And I do a lot of live betting and stuff. So like you can get out or middle a position. If you bet, let's just use Maxey for an example, under 30.5 today. He has 5 points in the first quarter like he did the last game. And you've got a live 27.5. You could bet the over. You're always under until you're not for an under. For an over, you're never over until you're over. So I find like I have a harder time middling those positions. But at the end of the day, like, let me say it to you like this. I like a 10% edge on the under better than a 10% edge on the over. But as soon as it becomes 10-9, I like the over better, if that makes sense. So like if it's 10-10, I'm taking the under over the over. But if I have a 10% edge to the over and a 9% edge to the under, I probably take the over. Although it's a question mark, like at 8%, I'm definitely taking the over. But like I like the unders better, but an edge is an edge is the way I see it. Miles Bridges under PA on the road, gone under in 6 or 7 or something like that. Crazy road split. Let me just circle back there real quick, see if I like it, and then we will get into the Philly game. Miles Bridges, PA. Let's also look. I do like it, but keep in mind this is going to be a pace game. This will be a pace game, and like this is props.cash used to have this, and I really wish they would bring it back. You used to be able to see which games they lost by 10 or less. And I would love to see that in this scenario because they've played so many bad games. Like this one should be competitive. So I'll stay off of that one. Although I would lean that way as well. I don't lean as strong. Let me tell you my projections though. I was at 26 anyways. So no, I'm good. No leans to the overs or unders there, but I understand the logic. Just keep in mind this game could be more competitive than some of those. I think you're more likely to see these 35-plus minute games. All right, Toronto, Philly. We played the Drummond double-double. I do lean under Maxey PAs. Definitely lean under Maxey PAs. I don't love it, but I lean under Maxey PA's 38.5. Quickly is next on my list. And his game is like what he's doing has changed a lot since when – no. They met in the 8th. Never mind. His role has changed a lot from early season. Like he's shooting the ball more now. He was super passive in the beginning of the year. I like his points over more than anything. Getting a 15.5-point line. He had 22 in the previous matchup. I'm thinking they were fairly healthy. I see no reason not to bet Emmanuel quickly over his points. Got a 121 at DK, 130 at FanDuel, 121 at Rivers. Multiple 121s available. I'm going to run it. I'm running over. Well, wait a second. See if anyone hung a bad. No. Okay. I tell you what, for the alt bettors here, for the y'all just take my card and lay it and shit like that. Love a Maxey 15+. I'm probably going to play the 15.5. I love a Maxey 15+. Shopping Emmanuel quickly prices right now. I know we got a bunch of new people tapping in. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Everything I've played so far is down there at the bottom. And then, oh, did I say Maxi? No, Maxi's line's 29.5. My apologies. I meant Emmanuel quickly. Emmanuel quickly. My apologies. I'm going to run the 121 at DK. Emmanuel quickly, not Tyrese Maxey. And honestly, I mix those two up all the time. I think they're the same draft class. Yes, it is Emmanuel quickly I am betting, not Tyrese Maxey. Got it. All right, got that in, got that in, got that in. Oh, fuck. Hold on, I just deleted everything. Emmanuel quickly over 15.5 points. Scroll, add, bam. All right, moving on from quickly. Jamal Sheed, nothing. Scotty Barnes, I want to go to the model. Scotty Barnes, 18.11. Lean under points, lean over boards. Under points, over boards. 18 exactly in the last matchup. Only 5 boards in the last matchup. Did have 11, 10, and 11 in the last 3. High pace, decent pace. Yeah, those are 3 pace games. Now, Charlotte was even a pace game. He only had 6. What were his minutes? 33. My model leans over Scotty Barnes rebounds, but like in my heart of hearts, I don't necessarily like it. It does lean under points, and I do like that. Getting an 18.5 painted line. Scotty assists. Nah, no edge there. Lean under Scotty points. That's really all I'm going to have for you. Lean under Scotty points. Hold on. We got some comments in here I need to go through. John says Edgecombe's RAs. Esteban also said Edgecombe over RAs since Oubre is out. Good afternoon. Yes, we do got a pretty decent size slate. Appreciate you tapping in today. Yes, sir. You're no problem. When we get there, do we trust Rudy PRs? I don't know, man. 16.5. I don't know if I'm touching that. Rap solid as fuck on both sides of the ball. One of 5 teams that bank in the top 10. Okay. Yeah, I think they're 8-4, 10-2, something like that. 9-5. It was literally kind of right between what I was thinking. 9-5. I do like Scotty Barnes under points. I'll leave this as a lean for now, but my model's at about 18, so it's not a huge edge, but I do lean under Scotty Barnes. Brandon Ingram, 21 in the last game. I think he had a bunch of attempts. 17 is not a crazy amount. Averaging 16, a little over his average. One of his more aggressive games. Jarris is at 15.5 now. What's the price? Let me go look at it. PR. Yeah, it is. So I will tell you, I do still like it. I'm at about 13.5. But what I will say, MGM, Hard Rock, Fanatics are all still 16.5 if you have any of those outs. MGM, Hard Rock, Fanatics if you have those out. Today the losing streak ends for – I'm trying to think of the biggest losing streaks. I love an Ant first quarter over. I honestly, the game is going to be nasty. Yo, let's get our money back. Yes, sir. Let's get our money back from yesterday. We had a great day 2 days ago. Not a good day. A bad day yesterday. A bad day yesterday. Let's get back. I think we were 6-1 2 days ago, 4-1 in the league, 3-1 in the league, 2-0 in football. 4-1 in the league, 2-0 in football. Yeah, let's run it back like Monday. Let's run it back like Monday today, boys. Sandro over 8.5 points. Gotta love-hate relationship with this guy, dog. I like him to hit A3. The price is dog shit, but I like him to hit A3. Only 14 minutes last game. Is he taking a lot of the Scotty Barnes bench minutes? I'm thinking. Let me go plug him into the model. I have no opinions. Just looking at the game, looking at the matchup, I have no opinions. Let's go plug it in. Plug him for Scotty. Sandro. The model does like it. Ross, the model likes it. My model makes that number closer to 12. My biggest fear is I don't know the minutes. Oh, talking about your betting in general. Yeah, all right, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, let's shake it off today. Hopefully you cashed with us Monday. Hopefully you at least got with us Monday. Yesterday was dog shit, though. I will be the first to tell you. Howdy, Sergeant. Any looks on Matthias Buzele's over 4.5 boards? We haven't got to the Chicago game yet. Nothing off the top of my head, though. Look, I can't talk you off of Sandro, but if he plays sub 18 minutes, I don't like it. And I haven't watched enough Raptors game to be like, oh, yeah, he's playing 20 tonight. I don't know what his minutes will be. Val T, what do you think? What do you think? How many minutes you think Sandro gets tonight? That would be, as a resident Raptors fan, is he over 18? Is he under 18? Or is that an efficient line? What do you think? Because if he's giving me 20 minutes, I'll take it. I'll make it about 12. If he's giving me 16 or less, I'm scared. Those are my thoughts on Sandro. I didn't talk much about Quentin Grimes, but I guess with Kelly's out and McCann is out, right? Is McCann out? McCann, whatever, the nail painter? No, he's in. He's good. Kelly's out. Do they have lines up for him? I'm not really sure what he's been doing, to be honest. Let's look at Grimes' minutes. I think with Total fully back, kind of iffy because he's back, but ramping up each game. So I think didn't Total run like good minutes last game? So yeah, good call. Total ran good minutes last game. The minutes would be my fear. I think I like Quentin Grimes. The minutes were good still in each of those games. The 3-point volume was good. I don't know if I love that number. I thought we might get lucky and get a 1.5. This number is a little concerning. Clippers are a good defense. I love the 15. The 10 worries me. I do think it could be a good volume spot for him today. 6 would be increased. I mean, he's averaging 7 this season. And it's such a crazy matchup because they allow a bunch of spot ups and not a bunch from above the break. It's kind of weird. What am I doing here? I kind of like it. Are they going to start Edwards over him? Where's my residential Philly fan? Is Sosa in here? Sosa, you in here? Hold on, let me just see. We got some comments. Poto will be back. People are sprinkling edge come over 20. I don't know why that would be. I don't know why. I've got no opinion on that edge come. I've really got nothing there. It's all about the sneaky lines. That's facts. LeBron had 3 rebounds, 11 points and 12 assists, I believe. Yeah. Darko likes giving CMB some minutes too as well, playing 5 earlier too, so it's not a stable thing. Good call. Brandon Ingram 3 jersey. Do I like Chet? We'll get there. I haven't got to here, but dog, that spread's nasty. Aaron Gordon now questionable. Nice. Thank you for dropping this. I did not see this. Let me go ahead and check Twitter real quick. Let me just okay, Jovic for Miami is downgraded to questionable, and Aaron Gordon downgraded to questionable. Okay, yeah, I did not see either of those. Granted, I haven't got to either of those games, but sweet. Yeah, if y'all see that, make sure you send those in. I appreciate it. Storch, I see it. I will call you after stream. I'm not sure what to think about it right now. Grimes. I like a Grimes points and 3s over. I do, but I'm going to move on. It's not an official play. Let's move on to Houston versus Cleveland. This one should also be a competitive game. Let's go through the injury report here. Sam Merrill is a game-time decision. Strus has been out. Garland's still going to be out tonight. Jabari Smith Jr. is a game-time decision. Can anyone tell me if they've seen any news on Steven Adams? Yeah, first half, I think, is the way to attack. If you guys want to attack anything in the 3 blowouts today, I think first half is your safer bet. I really do. I wanted to go see if I can find anything on Steven Adams. Have y'all seen anything? I heard rumors this morning that he would be out. But I'm not seeing anything on Underdog that says that. Is that some beat writer? He's definitely a dog, but is he playing? I'm going to approach this as he is. I've not seen anything that he's out. I've just heard things. Donnie under his points. We'll look into it. Yeah, I'm just going to approach this as Steven Adams is playing. I don't see anything that says he's not. Alperen and Sengun, let's go to the model here. This game should be really good. I hope I see a lot of edges in this one. Houston versus Cleveland. Sengun, oh yeah, it doesn't work because the special characters. All right, I'm at 21.09. I can't see what that edge would be, but it should be decent. Boards, 10.44. Would lean over there, and then assists, 6.83. So I'm right with market there. Slightly under points and slightly over boards for Sengun. Just one game without Adams last week, maybe 2 weeks ago exactly now, actually. He had 19 in that game. I think Adams is going, so I still would lean over. If Adams didn't go, it would be great. I'm sure the double-double will be atrocious. Yeah. I think I'll leave each of those as leans. I lean over Alperen and Sengun. Oh, no. Yeah. Over Alperen and Sengun's rebounds, under his points. I'm not going to go anything official on either of those. Jared Allen, kind of a difficult matchup today. I don't think Houston's going to go double big. Let me go do that. What are the projections on their starting lineup? Actually, they should go double big versus this team. And Jabari is questionable. So if Jabari doesn't go, it just makes a lot of sense to start double big, go Adams here. So I think we could see the double big lineup here. Absolutely think we could see the double big lineup here. Jared Allen, I make at 7.34 boards, so I really don't see an edge. Evan Mobley, I'm at 8.89. I lean over the plus money here. I think if you get an 8+ in LA, it's a phenomenal number. I absolutely, positively, without a doubt, think I see an edge at over 7.5 minus 150. And keep in mind, I just bet Evan Mobley's under last game. We just cashed the under 9.5. But I do like the over here, although double big would worry me. I would rather him start versus Jabari here. So those are my thoughts on Evan Mobley's rebounds. Let's go check his points and assists. 17 points, 4 assists, 17.09. Slight lean over here. But I think the juice is correct. 3+ assists might be a great lay piece as well. At minus 303, probably not. Can't trust Jared Allen. Every time you bet on him, he goes the other way. Last you heard, okay, good looks. Yeah, I'm going to approach this game as he's playing. Reed Shepherd's points have been a wagon, and I think Cleveland – Cleveland allows a bunch of catch-and-shoot threes. Lonzo assists worth a look. It's not the same Rockets team as last year. You wouldn't catch me dead betting a Rockets an assist over versus the Rockets. That's changed a little bit. I do want to see where they rank. I think it's still bottom mid. 6th. Yeah, I think last year they were far and away first, and I think that line's come down a little bit. So I'll stay off of the Lonzo assists. Reed Shepherd, I do think, is incredibly interesting in this matchup. $11.5 minus 121 at Rivers. Minus 125 at FanDuel. Over in every game but the OKC team. What was his volume in that game? He still had 7 3-point attempts. I like that. He had 11 field goal attempts. Yeah, I think I got to run Reed Shepherd over 11.5 minus 125. In games with 23 or more minutes, he's over in 6 of 7, averaging 15. Let's get a pretty good matchup here. Cleveland allows a lot of spot-up shots. Obvious focuses will be Sengun and Durant here. And I like his points better than his threes. I do think if he's coming off of the bench, I hope I'm not giving away too much of an edge here. There are certain sports books where you can wait. Yeah, make this line 15. There are certain sports books where you can wait, and I promise you, before he even checks in, you can probably play a 10 plus. Now, yes, we did get $30 from King of the Court. And now if Jabari doesn't go, it's reasonable to believe they could start KD at the 4 and slide Reed Shepherd in, call him the 1 or the 2, whatever you want to do, instead of going double big. While I think double big could obviously work today. And then that means you wouldn't be able to play it live because he's starting. You wouldn't, and if he starts in Jabari Smith, he's probably getting bumped. So this is the game we play. I lean Reed Shepherd's points over. I'm going to leave it as a lean for now. Honestly, I don't know. That line's either getting knocked out, it's going to be at like 13 or 14, or he comes off the bench and you can play like a 10 plus live. KD, I'm not touching his points. Not with a 10-foot fucking pole. Rebounds, I'm at basically 4, and assists, I'm at basically 4. So I'm right really with market on each of those. 3-pointers made 1.8, so definitely lean under there, but the price is minus 200. Nothing for me on KD. Like I don't even understand what they're doing. They're winning games though, so you just got to let them do their thing. Jabari is questionable. Honestly, like a catch and shoot 3 out the corner would be a good look though. I think he could grab a couple of these versus Cleveland if he does go. Hunter struggled in 3 straight, and I don't know if this is a good bounce back spot for him or not. Wouldn't say it's a great one. But I'm really right with market in my projection, 16.07. So all I lean under, going to be nothing official there. Amon Thompson, 14. Sengun, I'll circle back to Sengun. I'm considerably under Amon Thompson's PR or points. 4.5 and 4 on his rebounds and assists. So I'm just trying to make sense of this line. Cleveland doesn't have a good matchup for him. Let me look at their projected starting 5. Like if Merrill doesn't go, I think Dean Wade is still out. I will say there's not a good matchup for him. He's got the best individual matchup of their big 3. But I do like the under. He scores a lot of his points inside the restricted area, yeah, and they do not allow many. I think if you were to think this over was hitting his points specifically, you would be over on Sengun's assists because it'd be like a lot of backdoor cuts and shit like that. I understand he does not have a good individual matchup. I agree with that. Well, not a good for the under. His overs look good because the matchup's bad. Very strong lean to the under on Amon Thompson. Very strong lean to the under PRAs. All right, Donovan Mitchell. No Garland. It's a tough matchup individually. My model really likes the over, but they're really good versus pick and roll ball handlers. I think they're going to double. I think they're going to just straight up double off of any pick and rolls. My model likes the over, but I wouldn't take it. I would lean under there as well, personally, but my model doesn't agree with it. Let's go to rebounds and assists. Basically, it's 6 and 6 without Darius Garland. Let's look at the rebounds a little bit more. Do you like Donovan Mitchell over his boards? I do like Donovan Mitchell. Get out of there. Okay, the 3.5 is mad pricey though. 4.5 plus money I still like. First in rebounds allowed per game, though. That's why we're getting such a discounted price. I do lean over. Model leans over there. I lean over. The model leans over his points. I just think it's a really difficult matchup, and that's why I'm not going to back it tonight. But he should get extended minutes in a close game, so I really couldn't talk you off of Donovan Mitchell overs. Just I don't personally like it. Sengun triple-double. He has been pushing it lately. You like Sengun's RAs as your favorite bet? Let me go look. 10-4-4 and 6-8-3. I remember talking about this earlier. Lean over. Slight lean over. Over 9 of his last 10. While the rebounds could be a difficult matchup, I think the assists are a good look. I can't talk you off of a Sengun RAs either. I can't talk you off of it. I'm very close to over on each. So I like it. I like it. Okogie, nothing for me there. All right, I think I'm going to get out of the Houston-Cleveland game with nothing official. I don't think we had an official bet in this one, did we? No, I'm close on a couple things. Like the DeAndre Hunter and the Amon Thompson PRA unders. Those are the two that I really have my eye. But I will say Sengun's RAs over looks good as well. My closest bet there is PRA unders for Amon Thompson. Golden State versus Miami. Golden State's on this crazy road trip. They've been going through it. I don't think they're going to play many guys. So I think the game could get ugly. I wish we were getting a little more depressed number on Norman Powell. I think Powell will chuck in his opportunities, but they're going to sit a lot of guys. Someone asked about the Sengun PRs. I forget what I said. I think I was under points over rebounds. Let me just confirm that one more time. Yeah, under points over rebounds for Sengun's PRs. I'm going to move on from this game. I just think, next to nobody's playing. So we're just going to keep it a buck and keep it moving. This game also really nasty. I don't have many thoughts. I think Zion could return. This would be his first game back. Yeah, if he does, expect those minutes to be very, very limited. Aaron Gordon's now, I think, questionable. So maybe some Jamal Murray over stuff. If you want to attack this game, though, I'm going to just tell you, keep it in the first half, I think. If your book offers first quarter, first half props, I think that's your safer bet. Sacramento, I'm going to be quick here as well. I think, maybe a Shea first half line over, maybe a Zach LaVine first half line over. If anything, Russell Westbrook always, seems to go hard when he's back in Oklahoma City, especially on the road. 16, that was this year, 16, 9, and 4. He also hit 5 threes in one of the games versus OKC this season. So 3-pointers made could be a good look, but this one could get out of hand early. So if you wanted to sprinkle a Westbrook triple-double or a Westbrook couple of threes, I'm not mad at that, but 18.5, I believe, on that spread. Last but not least, shitty game is going to be Minnesota versus Washington. Someone requested Anthony Edwards first quarter points over. I could see that. He's got decent minutes in each of his last 3 versus Washington, but the spread is 16.5. So I would just bear all of that in mind when attacking this game. Anthony Edwards overs first half would probably be my thoughts. Knicks, Dallas. Now, I think I may have saw, Cooper Flag was downgraded. Let's go check current lines. Knicks are 8-point favorites at home. Brunson's still out, or is Brunson good to go? Okay, Brunson is a game-time decision. OG's out. Flag and Gafford both also, and Lively, game-time decisions. Klingon rebounds, Portland. Who did Portland play? Houston? Portland play Chicago. Okay, we'll get there. Off of the top of my head, no opinions, but let me break it down a little more when we get there. A lot of question marks in this game. I think you could buy high on D'Lo. If Flag doesn't play, I think you could buy high on D'Lo. Maybe Clarkson if Brunson were to sit. Maybe a Hart rebounds if they're depleted on the interior. But we've got a lot of question marks in this game. Maybe a Max Christie. 18 minutes in his last game. Why? Why did Max only play 18 minutes here? Even in a blowout, you'd think he'd play more than that. So that's concerning. Otherwise, though, been cooking. Not cooking, but cooking versus the current line. Lean over Max Christie's points, but there's just too many question marks in that game. And this one doesn't look any better. We've still got a lot of lines yet to come out. Jeremy Grant and Drew Holiday are both game-time decisions. Trey Jones is a game-time decision. Let's give this a refresh. Shaedon Sharp's points. It was really high last game. I don't know if he cashed it or not. Yeah, he got 29 versus Phoenix. 25 plus minus 130 probably gets the nod for me. Let's go Portland. It's the last game. I'm at 27.5, so I do lean over the 25.5 for Shaedon Sharp. Been winning for you. Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's been crushing the last 5. So I do lean 27.5 there. And I think there's some upside, no Grant, no Drew. $37 and $39 usage in the 2 games without Drew, which are the last 2, which is up, but not like crazy up. He's had plenty of 30-plus usage games. I like it. I lean over, but nothing official. Nothing official on Shaedon Sharp. $19th in rebounds allowed, but 27th versus Biggs. Vooch will pull him out a little bit, which we'll have to look at Vooch's threes in this one as well. No, going to be nothing for me on Donovan Clingan either way. Not over, not under. Not over, not under. John just asked for the Clingan PR. I don't have an opinion, really. I'm a little bit over on the points and a little bit under on the rebounds, so nothing official. Mitch, 8 rebounds. His minutes have been sporadic. Dude stayed in foul trouble. If he could stay out of foul trouble, though, dog, like, hell yeah. Only 2 fouls in the last game versus Miami, and he still played only 18 minutes. I definitely can't talk you off of Mitch's boards. Don't love what I'm seeing from his minutes, but, you know, he goes crazy, bro. I've seen him get like 4 or 5 rebounds. Hold on. We got all kinds of shit. Hold on. Buddy, questionable. Kuminga out. Draymond, questionable. Jimmy, questionable. Steph, out. So that game's locked up. You're going to have to find something in the weeds in that one. Braxton, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the like. Hey, man, if you haven't already, drop a like, drop a retweet. Help me grow the brand. Help me grow the page. I appreciate it. First quarter boards might be a look. I don't hate anything first quarter there. And you're going to close. I think you'll close really well if their 2 bigs don't go. I mean, even Flag can get some boards. So I'm not mad at Mitch's overs there. Brandon Williams could have a great game without Cooper Flag. He's a rook, maybe a second-year guy. He could have a big game without Flag, but, I mean, it's nothing I'm backing. Brunson's been out a few games. You see how these teams have been with easing guys back in. It's a dream matchup versus a team that's terrible versus pick-and-roll ball handlers. What about a first-half points for Brunson? Like Brunson first half points, I think would be a good look. Miles McBride, you can't bet it until you know what Brunson's doing. PJ, you really want to know what everyone else is doing. Max threes over. Max Christie, I think the price was like 150. I looked at it. I leaned over Max's threes. Yeah, 154. 150 at MGM. I mean, I lean over there. It's definitely a cool lay piece. I think he'll get him up. I don't know that I want to run that as a straight bet. Man, it feels like a light slate, but there's a lot of injury news. So, I mean, if I were y'all, I would make sure that you keep notifications on for today's slate. I feel like today we're going to have a lot of late ads. Now, let me check Benedict Matherin's points before we get out of here, because I said if that goes 20.5 painted. All right, it's not. There's 4 different 20.5s out there. Do I just release this now? I mean, y'all should be able to get it. DK, ESPN, Prop Builder, MGM's too juiced. Caesars is at 137. DK is I've got to do a little bit of working around to get down on it, but I feel like everyone should be able to. Most. Storch, we touched on Robinson over his boards. We had a couple of requests on that. Definitely lean over. I don't trust his minutes. That's the big thing with Robinson with me. But he can get you 8 boards in 18 minutes. But that's where I would spot his minutes, and that's why I don't like it. I think I'm going to just run Benedict. I don't think any of y'all are really going to care if it's only available at DraftKings, ESPN, Bet105, and Prop Builder, right? I do think FanDuel eventually comes down. You know what? FanDuel even does those alts. I don't know if they do this early, maybe just under your way, but what is FanDuel 20.5? Just, is it like 128? Like, play it. Going to FanDuel your way, just a price check. It's literally minus 120 on FanDuel your way. That's where I'm playing it. Literally minus 120 on FanDuel your way. That's where I'm playing it. You can play minus 125 at several different spots, but FanDuel your way, you can get it. Okay, good call. Good call. Good call. Towns under points would probably no, they're so bad on the in the interior. They've got Dallas, right? They've got Dallas, right? Yeah, no, I can't take any Towns unders. I can't. He might do what he wants, especially if Brunson didn't go. Can't take any Towns unders. Yeah, dude, that your way is clutch as shit. Is clutch as shit. Oh, let me add that to the banner too. All right, I'm going to open it up to the floor again. If I missed your request, if you have any new requests, if you're just now tapping in, anything you want me to go over, throw it in there. If not, if there's nothing else, I'm going to get out of here. I'll recap everything, and then we'll get out of here. Shout outs to everybody that dropped a like, dropped a retweet on today's stream. If you haven't already, man, drop a like, drop a retweet. Come on here, give out everything I do for free. You know, there might be late ads that you don't get, but you get all this for free. All you got to do is tap in. I'll ask, like a retweet, or like it on YouTube if you're over there. Don't see any new requests coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and recap today's slate, and then we will get out of here. Baby Philly, appreciate you tapping in, bro. FanDuel your way, Benedict Mathurin over 21-plus points, minus 120. You can also get this 125 at DK, ESPN, and a couple other spots. Emmanuel Quickly over 15.5 points to win 1 unit. Andre Drummond, double-double. This one I only risked 1 unit opposed to winning. And then Jarris Walker under 16.5 PRs. 4 plays on today's slate. Might be some late ads. Cats boards would lean over regardless. 13-8-9. I mean, I like it. Even at 12.5, I lean over. If you wanted to run an 11.5 straight at 130 at Rivers, honestly, don't hate that. So what I would say is, Allison, keep an eye on the timeline. Make sure you got the Twitter notifications on, because that honestly could be a late ad. But it's an hour and 30 in. I got some shit I got to get done, so I'm going to jump off of here. I do appreciate y'all for tapping in. Recaps there at the bottom. Jarris Walker under 16.5 PRs. Drummond double-double. Emmanuel Quickly over 15.5. Benedict Mathurin 21+. Okay, best of luck today. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.